Bonjour à tous, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle vidéo. Aujourd'hui, nous allons faire une vidéo de compréhension avec Ben. On va parler anglais avec Ben pour que vous puissiez l'écouter un petit peu parler anglais. Et puis ensuite, on va faire une petite section à la fin de la vidéo avec les explications sur le vocabulaire qu'on utilise, etc. Sans plus attendre, c'est parti pour la conversation du jour, la vidéo de compréhension avec Ben. Hi Ben.
Hi Alban.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Food is a topic that always interests me.
Mm.
And we often hear that the English don't have any real traditional dishes and chefs, but I think it's not true. So what's your take on this?
It's not true. It's not true. I think the problem with tourists who say that, people who come to England, more often than not, these people, they arrive in London. London is so multicultural that there is no real English culinary identity. However, when you get outside of London, and you go to a restaurant or a pub for lunch, which you will see on the menus, the traditional dishes of England. I'm not talking about fast food. Everybody always thinks England is fast food.
That's often what we see in pubs. Pub grubs, fish and chips.
Yeah, you will have your fish and chips and sausage and mash and onion gravy. This is really good, by the way.
What's onion gravy?
Onion gravy is a gravy is like a jus.
Sauce.
A sauce, which is made with stock from like a meat stock, a beef stock or a chicken stock, and we put onions in it. And this you eat with a mashed potato and sausages. So good, so good. We have much more delicate dishes than this too. For example, the famous roast beef.
A famous one.
Our name comes from somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
Roast beef and Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding it's a bit like a pancake.
Okay.
It's done in the same way. It's savory, so it's not sweet. And this we serve it with roast beef.
All right.
It's a traditional accompaniment for roast beef. Also, just like in France, depending on which region you are in, you have specialities of the region. One I can think of is the famous Cornish pasty.
Cornish pasty.
Cornish pasty.
What's that?
A bit like a pie that has been turned on itself.
All right.
So the meat and vegetables and the sauce are encased inside the pastry.
All right. I see. Like
a calzone.
Calzone pizzas.
Yeah, kind of like this idea. Yeah.
But inside it's not. It's meat.
It's a mixture of meat and vegetables, all rolled inside the pastry.
I see.
And this is a speciality of the region of Cornwall.
And do you have any famous chefs?
Oh, yes. Well, there are two particularly famous chefs.
Right.
The first who comes to my mind is Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. Is he like a real chef or is like a TV personality?
Both. He is a 3 Michelin star chef.
Right. So
he's a very, very good chef. He has a bit of a temper. In fact, he is almost exactly like Philippe Etchebest.
Okay. So he's the English Philippe
He's the English version of Philippe Etchebest.
Or Etchebest is the French version of Ramsay.
Yes. He has a short temper. He gets angry very quickly and he uses a lot of bad words.
He swears all the time.
And the second is Jamie Oliver.
Jamie
Oliver is known more for his battle against bad food in schools.
Yeah, I think I saw one of his TED Talks, which is one of the most famous TED Talks ever. TED is a website that gathers talks about a variety of topics, among which food or science or sports, whatever.
But he is very active in trying to improve school food.
Okay. And one thing that comes to mind when we speak about food and England is Indian food.
Ah, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. We do like a little curry in
Yeah.
England.
There's this influence from India
Mm.
in your cuisine.
But India used to be part of the British Empire.
Yeah.
So when the British came back from India, they brought back a lot of Indian dishes.
Okay. Do you like Indian food?
I love it.
You love it.
It's my favorite.
Okay.
It's my favorite. I think there's one Indian dish. It's called a chicken tikka masala.
Masala. Mm-hmm.
And this is not even a real Indian dish.
It's not?
But in India, you can have chicken tikka or you can have chicken masala.
Okay.
But you never have chicken tikka masala on the same dish.
All right. So that's only in England.
It's something which was created for the English because we don't like dishes that are too dry.
Right.
And chicken tikka is very, very dry.
Okay.
So to make it less dry, the British, when they were in India, added a masala sauce.
All right.
I think masala is made with ginger.
Ginger. All right.
So they added
Sounds
the two so that it was more corresponded better to the English palate.
Yeah, yeah.
So this now, chicken tikka masala, is the #1 sold dish in restaurants and takeaways in the whole of England.
Is it? Wow. Okay. Interesting. And is it spicy? I mean, spicy food usually is very spicy, isn't it?
It depends. You have different degrees of hotness.
Yeah.
A chicken tikka is like a medium strength curry.
Okay.
There is much hotter. When I sometimes with my friends we go for a beer and a curry. However, after a beer, sometimes it's a bit of a competition to see who can eat the hottest curry.
All right.
Normally on the menu in Indian restaurants, the hottest curry you can have is called a vindaloo.
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 Vindaloo. Okay.
It's rare you can find hotter than this. And this is the sort of curry which makes you sweat very quickly. I remember once I went to an Indian restaurant next to where I lived with some friends. And we all took a vindaloo, except one friend who wanted to be a bit macho. He asked the waiter if they did something hotter than a vindaloo.
All right. And did they?
Well, the waiter, he went to ask the chef. 1 minute later, we just saw the chef's head peer around the corner of the kitchen like this. And he went, the dish was inedible.
Inedible.
Inedible. It was so hot, you couldn't eat it.
All right. So you didn't touch it. You just couldn't
I think he had 3 bites and he literally just melted.
All right. So yes, it's spicy. Indian food is spicy.
In France, you don't like spicy food so much.
No, not so much. Not so much. I think Eastern Indian food, Eastern food like Eastern Asian food is adapted to our palate. I mean, some people do like it spicy, but on average, yes.
Yeah, less than British people.
Probably yes.
Probably because it's so cold in England.
And what's the
well, you need to warm up from the inside.
Oh, I see. But then it's usually in very hot countries they eat hot.
This is true. This is true.
Et voilà donc pour cette conversation du jour sur la cuisine. Alors il y a eu beaucoup de vocabulaire qui a été dit. On va essayer de reprendre un petit peu dans les explications ce qui a été dit. Premier mot qui me vient comme ça de cette conversation, Ben a utilisé le mot savory. Savory. S-A-V-O-U-R-Y. Savory. Qu'est-ce que ça signifie, savory?
It's the opposite of sweet.
Sweet. S-W-E-E-T. Sweet, ça veut dire sucré. Donc savory, ça veut dire salé. Salé. Can we say salted? Why savory?
We don't really say salted. Salted is much more literal in English. Okay. It means with salt.
With salt.
So you
salted
would buy
or
salted.
Salty?
It could be either.
Okay.
It could be. You buy salted peanuts. C'est les cacahuètes salées.
Salées. Ouais. C'est donc salted or salty, c'est avec du sel, Yes. Mais savory, c'est un plat qui est un plat salé, quoi. Voilà, c'est l'opposé d'un plat sucré, quoi, en fait, d'un dessert comme ça. Next word, can you pronounce this one, please?
Culinary.
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 Alors en fait, si je le prononce à la française, c'est culinary. Culinaire, hein? C-U-L-I-N-A-R-Y. Culinary. Et donc,
an adjective around the kitchen.
Voilà. Culinaire. Donc Ben l'employé quand il disait des plats plus, je sais plus quel était l'adjectif que tu employais, mais plus fins, plus raffinés, plus
Yes.
culinaires, etc. D'ailleurs au passage, à un moment Ben parlait du chef Gordon Ramsay et qui disait it's a 3 Michelin star chef. Donc c'est vous voyez, c'est la même expression des étoiles Michelin. 3 Michelin star.
Then I said he had a bad temper.
A bad temper. You also said short-tempered.
He's short-tempered or he has a bad temper. It means the same thing.
Voilà, donc un mauvais tempérament, un court tempérament, littéralement, hein, ça veut dire en fait un mauvais caractère, voilà. Et on comparait aussi Michel Etchebest, c'est Michel Etchebest Philippe Etchebest. J'espère qu'on appelle Michel, je sais plus. Etchebest, le Etchebest français qui est assez connu. Et ben voilà, l'équivalent en Angleterre, c'est assez amusant. Bon, c'est pas les mêmes bien entendu, mais voilà, c'est un peu comme le Michel Etchebest anglais. Donc Gordon Ramsay, c'est aussi une personnalité de la télévision, parce qu'en fait, il a une émission là-bas, c'est ça, où il...
Yeah, he does the same programs as Philippe Etchebest does here in France.
All right.
Like
what is it?
Cauchemar en cuisine.
Cauchemar en
Kitchen
cuisine.
Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares. That's the same title.
It's the same program.
Ok. Donc voilà, et après...
And they both swear a lot.
Swear a lot, voilà, c'est ça.
Swearing.
To swear a lot, ça veut dire jurer beaucoup. Et Ben a aussi utilisé using bad words. Donc c'est une manière, un petit euphémisme pour dire utiliser des gros mots, quoi. Bad words. To swear, jurer. To be short-tempered, to be bad-tempered.
Short-tempered, it means more you get angry quickly or easily.
Okay.
Bad-tempered means you're in a bad mood.
Okay.
Always in a bad mood.
Always in a bad mood. Donc, mauvais tempérament ou alors qui s'énerve vite, en gros, hein, pour résumer. Qu'est-ce qu'on a aussi employé? Alors ensuite, quand on parlait de la nourriture indienne, on a un plat qui est très épicé, on va dire hot. Hot, ça veut dire spicy, c'est un synonyme.
In fact, in English, we say mild, medium, hot.
Voilà. Et à la fin de la vidéo, je disais, Ben il disait, voilà, on mange probablement plus épicé qu'en France parce qu'il fait froid. Et moi, je réponds à Ben, oui, mais pourtant, on mange aussi beaucoup très épicé in hot countries. J'aurais dû dire warm countries. Parce que les pays chauds, on dit plutôt warm countries, mais voilà, j'ai dit hot parce qu'on était dans... Mais ce que je voulais souligner, c'est que hot, ça peut vouloir dire chaud, mais ça peut vouloir dire aussi épicé. Voilà, c'est en fonction du contexte, vous allez voir. Voilà, Jamie Oliver. Alors Jamie Oliver, c'est un autre chef. Sa cause, c'est surtout d'améliorer la qualité de la nourriture dans les cantines pour les enfants.
Ouais.
Je sais plus comment tu avais dit ça.
C'est his battle.
His battle. Voilà, sa bataille, son cheval de bataille, littéralement, battle, c'est une bataille. Ça veut dire son sujet, le sujet, sa cause, la cause qu'il défend.
I think I said he's most known battling against bad food.
Ok, il est principalement, il est le plus connu pour combattre la mauvaise nourriture. Et après, on parlait de chicken tikka masala. Donc Ben expliquait que tikka masala, c'est quelque chose qu'on trouve plutôt juste en Angleterre, parce qu'en Inde, c'est soit tikka, soit masala. Tu parlais de dry food, c'est ça? You don't like...
English people don't like dry food.
Dry food. Donc les Anglais n'aiment pas trop la nourriture qui est sèche. Quand c'est un peu sec, les Anglais préfèrent quand c'est un peu plus en sauce. Voilà, bon ben je pense que c'est déjà pas mal. Alors je pense que là pour cette vidéo, je vais mettre la fiche de vocabulaire à télécharger parce qu'il y a tellement de mots, on va faire une retranscription texte. Voilà, j'espère en tout cas que ça vous a fait travailler votre compréhension d'écouter Ben. C'est aussi toujours intéressant de découvrir un peu la culture anglaise, comment ça se passe là-bas. Au niveau de la nourriture, c'est un sujet qui est toujours intéressant. J'avais dit a topic that always interests me. C'est un sujet topic qui m'intéresse toujours. Voilà, donc j'espère que vous avez apprécié cette leçon et à bientôt pour la prochaine vidéo. Bye bye.
Bye bye.